So today's lesson, I will explain you about the wiring system installation. So in the wiring system, conduit and the cable trunkings are fixed to the wall, and the inside electrical cables are installed. So that on the wall, we firstly fix the conduit or the trunking. So on the trunking, we run the wire inside the conduit and the trunking. Through the conduit and trunking, we can run the wire. Therefore, there are the wiring system components can be divided into the two major aspects. So one is a fastener. So the inner wiring system, it includes the fastener and the wire installation. So fastener include the conduit. So that in this case, you need to cut the conduit, you have to dry the conduit, you have to thread the conduit, you have to install the nuts on the conduit. In the meantime, the conduit need to be screwed to the wall by means of the screw. So in this case, screwing include the nail or the timber screw, concrete screw, anchor, power fastener, chemical anchor, and rivets. Those are the equipments and devices to fasten the conduit on the wall. So that you have to make the sheet metal work to form the wiring tray or the cable tray. Therefore, the sheet metal cutting, folding, and the bench work, those are the metal work to form the appropriate size of the wiring fastener and wiring tray. So those are the fasteners. So this is the fasteners are the important aspect of the to supporting the wiring system. Then we have to install the wire. So the wire has to be installed. There are the enclosed, enclosed and enclosed. So they are kind of the wire installation are enclosed in air or the underground. Those are the wiring system installation. So there is a wire is a rubber with the insulation. So there is can be this we can call there is an enclosed system. So wire without any enclosure, this is the unenclosed. Either you can run the wire in the air or the underground. So the wires associated include the lamp holder, socket outlet, switch, and the circuit breaker. And then we have to wire up by using the crossing to the wiring circuit. So those are the important aspects of the wiring system. So the wiring is a circuit system, so that we have to utilize the appropriate hand tools to utilize for the wire. So the hand tools are the hammer, screwdriver, hacksaw, scriber, chisel. In the meantime, we are using the power tools. They include the drill machine, hand drill, and the grinding machine. And in the meantime, we also need to cut the sheet metal. Sheet metal cutting include we have to use the guillotine machine to cut the large sheet metal part, and we have to punch the sheet metal by metal punch, and also the hand notcher and the bend folder. So those are the kind of the devices to form the sheet metal work. So that this is how the wiring system include the wiring trunking system. So those are the devices to use the wiring system. So the wiring include this is a test board. Test board is a fastening tool. So in this case, you have to see the UE and E102A. So that this is a wiring test board, and that watch your textbook. So the section 3 measuring, marking, ruler, angle ruler, clipper, scriber. You can read from the page 65 to 75. In the meantime, holding, angle cutting, vice, hacksaw, file, chisel, hammer. You can read from the page 85 to 95. And the section 3 is a drilling. The drilling machine, rider, page 101 to 112. So this is for the link is here. Electrical Diploma 2018.blogspot.com. And then you have to go to the link EMPI 101A engineering practice. Then you have to see some link. So those links are the contents of the workshop's textbook. So you have to read those topics. In the meantime, page 114 to 125, the section 6, tapping and the threading. So that it includes die and the stout is utilized to make the external thread, and thread and the stouts are for the forming the internal thread. Page 129 to the 141, the section 7. So this is the general handle practice. So that you can read about the hammer, screwdriver, spanner, ruler, and also the shifter, pipe wrench, plier, cutter, and gripper. Page 145 to 161, the sections are 8 joining technique. So that you have to learn about the screw rabbet, welding, and the soldering. So here is a welding diagram. So here uses a welding machine, is a transformer. It can deliver the high current into the electrode. The electrode and the sheet metal parents are metals are the work metals are they are touching, so the high current will be flowing. So that because of the heat, it can produce a welded metals are the fall from the electrode and go to the workpiece. So the high currents melt the electrode, and the metals is a transfer from the electrode to the workpiece. So that we have to design the appropriate wiring system. So the wiring system is a requirement. It includes the degree of support. How to support the wire, whether you support with the wire by the clip or the conduit or the cable tray. Those are the kind of the support included. In the meantime, we also need to provide the fire protection. Especially if you run the wire to the boiler, we also need to provide the appropriate fire protection. And also the conductivity. So also you have to also highlight the flexibilities are steady, how the conduits will be connected wire will be joining. Those things also have to be concerned about. In the meantime, we also see the determinant effect, how the environment or the temperature outside situation affect your wiring system, also have to be concerned about. And also the protection against the external influence. External influence is that we have to protect the wiring system from the any mechanical or the solid material or the moisture impact or the vibration. Those things have to be concerned about. In the meantime, we also have to know about the outside ambient temperature, humidity, water, heat saturation, solar heating system. Those things have to be concerned about if you want to protect the wiring system from the external influence. In the meantime, we also have to set up the appropriate wiring system appropriate to the bearing type. So there are the bearing will be the multi-level or the single story or the brick bearing or the concrete. In this case, a kind of the bearing. Depending on the bearing, you also have to select the appropriate kind of material. The material is a steel or the aluminum or the timber. Those are the kind of the material utilized for the bearing construction. Those has to be concerned to design an appropriate bearing system. In the meantime, we also have to know about the installation condition of the electrical wire. There will be the how to do the electrical wire, whether you run the electrical wire on the conduit or the cable tray or the medic MIMS cable. Those have to be concerned about the wiring systems installation. So the degree of support, fire protection, reliability of the connection, and mutual determinant effect, protection against the external influence. Those are factors influencing the wiring system. In this case, our installation connection, whether you are installed or you are a sheeted cable or the cable tray conduit MIMS cable, you have to select protection against the external influence. You have to protect against the solid fastener, corrosion protection, pollution, impact, vibration. You have to protect. In the meantime, outside ambient temperature, humidity, water, heat, solar radiation, hazardous area. Depending on those conditions, you have to install the appropriate wiring system. Bearing types are their influence on the wire system. In this case, multi-level or the material usage, single, aluminum, timber, or brick or concrete. Those things are bearing types. they are influencing the wiring, appropriate type of the wiring system. So this is for the one switch are controlling the one light. So this is the supply switch and the light connection. So this is for the wire diagram. Real wire connection diagram. In this case, red is an active wire, and neutral is a black wire, and the I is a green wire. So this is for the, here is a switch wire. So here supply wire go to the main ceiling rows, and then the leg is connected, and then from here we run the switch wire to the switch. So this is for the one light controller, one switch controller, one light. So this is circuit diagram. This is the accurate wiring diagram. So here is a wire connection. So there will be the layout of the electrical system. So this is for the electrical system. This is in this case, these are connected to the main switch, and then from the main switch, individual sub-main switch are connected and connected to your light. So this is for the main system, and this unit separate. There are 3 units. 3 units is a supply, the electrical supply is connected to the 3 units. So this is distributor system, and then here 500 kV transformer and 400 meter long, and go to the main switch. From the main switch, we connected to the sub-main. And from the sub-main, is connected to the final sub circuit. So this will be the connection diagram of the main switch, sub-main, and the final sub circuit. So area is 100 meter square. We connect as a 20 light is controlled by the 3 switch. In this case, 500 meter square is you have to multiply with 5. So you have 100 light is controlled by the 15 switch. So this is the appropriately every 100 meter square we can install a 20 light. We can control by at least a 3 switch. And 3-phase power point is we can utilize the 100 meter square. In this case, you might need a 6 power point, and 500 meter square you have to multiply with 5, and then you go to the 30 power point. So they are the kind of the appropriate estimate how many light can be controlled by how many switch, and depending on the area. So this is for the appropriate wiring circuit, plant circuit, and all the lighting we connect the lighting. So this for the main switch, and the main switch 3 main switch we control the 3 light installation, and this is wire diagram. So this is for the appropriate wire diagrams are basic plan. And then we are talking about the drill and soldering. Drilling operation is utilized to make the holes in the job using a rotating machine. It is called a drill and a drill bit. Here is a drill bit. So this is we call a 10. Here is shank. Here is a body. Here is helix angle, and here we got a flue. So this is a drilling. So when you see that on the front, there will be the cutting angle. You can see the body clear and diameter, and here is from the side. You can see that the point drill. So the cutting edge depending on the you have to working parts on the drill. Also, it must be in contact with the job. So in this case, chaser edge are located the drill and the form the pivot point. So this is for the kind of the drill and their component. So flue is a helical groove, shank is a straight portion. Cutting clear angle here, this angle is cutting clear angle. This is we call a point angle. This is the half point angle. Here is a thick clearance angle. Then the point angle and the lid clearance angle and the correct location of point chaser, they are the main problem related to the drilling. So that when you are doing any drilling problem, we have to know about the latch and the point angle, lid clearance angle, as well as the correct location of the chaser point. Those are important aspects for the drilling. So in this case, the drill can be the overside or the underside hole can happen. If you do not concern properly about the drilling angle or point angle, the hole can be the either overside or the underside. So that in the practice, you can make the drill all those workpiece. Here is a drilling machine. So drilling machine is this is the simple diagram of the drilling machine. So drilling machine got the spindle guard. Also here is a vice. Here is a bell and a motor, and the handpieces are lever. Here is a locking handle and work table. Here is a base. So those are components of the drilling machine. So that we have to hold the workpiece by the vice. Here is a timber we put here. This is the workpiece here, and then we can lower the handle, and then the drill we cut it through the workpiece. So this is the workpiece can be cut by using the drill. So that's one project like this you can do it. So this is we are talking about the drilling the machine. In the meantime, we also need to do the tapping and the threading. So to join the one conjugate to another conjugate or the one, so in this case we have to do this tapping and threading. So this is the kind of the tap. This is we call the Y thread. This is the ACME thread. Here is a square thread. Here is a buttress thread. So there is this top to top. The distance between the one thread dot to another thread dot, this is we call the lead, and here we call the pitch. So this is a single stud thread. Here is a double stud thread. So here's a right hand thread. You turn to the crosswise. So this thread will be going down. This is the right hand thread. If you turn in the crosswise and the thread is going down, this is the left hand thread. So thread can be measured by using the check that are pitched by the screw pitch and gauge. So this is screws pitch gauge. This screw pitch gauge is utilized to check the pitch thread pitch. You can measure by using the screw pitch gauge. Here is in the external thread can be formed by using the here will be the stock and the die. So here is stock. This stock is will hold the external thread. So this is we call the adjustable screw, and here is flue. This is a chamber. This is we call the die. So the die we put into the stock, so that we fit into the stock, and then we can form the external thread. So this here how to form the external thread. By turning the handle, we can make the thread on the any pipe or any conduit. So this is the cutting. In the meantime, so this is for the internal thread is that you have to use a tap. So here is the internal thread here. So there will be the firstly we have to use the taper, and then you have to use the intermediate. Finally, we get the bottom thread. So this is the how to cut the thread. So here is this is we got the tap. The tap is we fit through the die. Then we can cut the external thread. So here is a tap wrench. The tapping hole side can be calculated by the formula nominal diameter minus a pitch. For example, F14 multiplied to thread. How to cut it? In this case, nominal diameter F14 means nominal diameter 14, and pitch is a 2. So the nominal diameter minus pitch is 14 minus 2 equal to 12 millimeter. So this is the hole side is 12 millimeter. You have to cut the thing. So this is the thread. So in this case, a true facing is a facing made through the items to be supported, and the self-tapping screws are used for the facing into the sheet metal or the timber, and the chemical anchors are used for the facing the machineries near the blade. So this is for the kind of the tap. So this is the tap diagram. Here is a drill bit. So up to this stage, I have already explained you about the electrical engineer practice. So today's lesson, I include the how to fix the electrical wiring diagram, how to use your hand tools, how to cut the sheet metal. Those things are aspects of the electrical engineer practice. Then we are talking about the electrical engineer practice finished, and then we also talk about the electrical engineer trade practice. Regarding the electrical engineer trade practice, we were talking about the safe walking in the confined space. So what is the meaning of the confined space? Confined space is a enclosed or the boundaries are enclosed area which is not planned for the identified principally as a place on the wall, especially the underground tap or the boiler. Those are the confined space as well as a refrigerator room. They are not the normal working place. They don't have the appropriate ventilation, appropriate right temperature, appropriate lighting condition. Those are we can classify as a confined space. Therefore, when you are using the working in the confined space, appropriate restrictions are set up for the confined space. So you need some appropriate training to work in the confined space. So they are the example of the confined space are the drain and the transit pitch, sewer, pedestrian tunnel, downward, and the shaft and the lift wire, unventilated ceiling, basement, cool room, storage room, and closest plant room and the clean gauge. In the meantime, in the list of the storage tank, pressure vessel, beacon vessel, boilers, so those are the examples of the confined space. So the kind of the danger can happen in the confined space because of there will be a low oxygen, heat stroke can happen, and also there's catastrophes and also the dust, cold sweat, entrainment can happen. Now, there will be the poison gas can also barrier, venous solid, mechanical motion. So those are heat impact, noise, fire, eye impact, manual handling, and explosion. Those are the kind of the danger can happen at the confined space. So therefore, that we have to utilize the space that can normally regarded as a confined space may become a normal. The space that would not normally regarded as a confined space may become a confined space, especially the wedding. This means that the workplace the honorees are previously this is a normal working place, but it can become a confined space. For example, you are doing a wedding, so you do the wedding in the workshop. The workshop got the appropriate ventilation, appropriate heat, appropriate temperature. This is a normal working space. But if you are doing the weddings are produce the gas. Gas will be emitted, gas will be surrounded you. So the surrounded body. So that means you are in a confined space. Because of you will no longer get the appropriate oxygen. So this will be that place is become the confined space. So therefore you have to be aware of. You working in a workshop, the workshop is a normal working place, but because of your activity and your works are functioning, your workplace will become also the confined space. In this case, you also need to be aware of. This is why before you are working, appropriate safety assessment important aspect. So that you have to assess the risk and you have to do the control. You have to follow the appropriate safety procedure. You have to do the appropriate preparation before working in the confined space. So in this case, preparation before walking in the confined space means that you have to utilize the appropriate suitable emergency response must be followed, and also the first aid procedure and the provision must be followed. Also, you have to utilize the appropriate safety equipment. So the entry permits are important aspect. When we are walking in the confined space, you must have the confined space certificate of proficiency must be possessed by the worker who will walk in the confined space. So there will be you also need a safety observer. So the observer must be available at the entrance to the confined space. So this safety observer must provide the appropriate information to assist the workers, rescue workers. So therefore, in the case of the emergency, the safety observer must provide the appropriate information regarding the worker in the confined space. Also have to assist the rescue worker. So this is the important aspect of the confined space system. Therefore, the confined space you also have to utilize the gas detector. Because of the underground system, there will be gas will be the dangerous gas can be the leak. In this case, you have to utilize the appropriate gas detector. Confined space can have the dangerous gas, so you have to use the gas detector to detect the dangerous gas. So the those gas detector must be approved by crossing with the Australian standard. The confined space gas are the oxygen, combustible, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, chlorine dioxide, phosphine, ammonia, hydrogen cyanide. So those are the kind of the confined space spec. Okay, so those confined space gas need to be protected against. The confined space hazard can be the toxic atmosphere, oxygen deficiency, oxygen enrichment, variable explosive atmosphere, flowing of the liquids, and the free flowing of solid and the assays. Those are the confined space hazards. So you have to be aware of any confined space hazard if you are working in the confined space. So every confined space when you are working, so the confined space observer must be allocated. So the confined space observer has a duty and responsibility. Maintain the accurate context of the maintain the accurate count of any person within the confined space. So the workers are enter into the confined space. So the safety observer must count how many workers is going into the confined space, how many workers are working in the confined space. Any person who get out and come out from, this person must be counted, and you have to delete that person. So this is why they can know how many workers are really working in the confined space at the one time. So monitor the activity inside and outside the confined space to detecting whether it remains safe for the entrance to remain inside the confined space. In this case, appropriate gas level or appropriate temperature level must be monitored through the appropriate equipment. In the meantime, appropriate outside situation must be watched. Therefore, if anything happens, so the people inside the confined space must be notified immediately to stop the war and to get out from the place. So this is the duty of the confined space observer. And also the need to be the competent in the gas detection procedure. Because of the confined space, in the confined space, dangerous gas will be coming out, so that the safety observer need to detect the gas. And also the appropriate protocol must be followed to ensure the safety of the worker in the space if required. So the enforce the confined space permit and comply with its control measure, including the rescue plan. So before any workers are going down to the confined space, they must produce their confined space certificate of proficiency, and safety observer must provide any permit. So the worker must comply with those permit, and also control make the appropriate plan for the rescue plan. Maintain the effective and the continuous contact with all people working inside the space, including the rescue plan. So therefore, the confined space observer regularly need to do any radio contact with the people working in the confined space. So therefore, the safety observer know about the situation inside and have to perform with cooperate with the appropriate rescue people to rescue the worker. prevent the entry of unauthorized person in the confined space in order the evacuation of the confined space if necessary. Those are the duty and responsibility of the confined space observer. So that in this case, sometimes workers are working on the underground, so that there are evacuations excavations system. In this case, the worker here, those are the debris can fall down onto the worker head. So they fall into the trench or the excavation or the tripping over the equipment debris spoil, excavated materials, objects falling on the worker and unstable adjacent structure. Those are the important aspects of the hazard of the excavation. Therefore, you also have to handle the place poorly because of the sound of the place they are not properly designed. So in this case, the poorly placed material will fall down onto the worker. So those are important aspects. So the confined space entry assessment procedure must be followed. So therefore, the equipment are utilized. You have to utilize the sample pump. The pump means that you have to test any liquid. Here is a pump here, and these are liquids are pumped out. And you have to test a liquid. To test a liquid in a confined space, and also whether, and it also the interpreting the data and the logging functions are included. Also, that we have to sample air. So the air in the confined space are taken out, and we have to detect with the gas detector whether the gas are still contain the appropriate sea level or not need to be detected. So that this is the detector. So in this case, up to the 30 meter, the purity level need to be assessed. So the confined space training need to be provided for the person working in the confined space. So it can be the legislation, government legislations govern the confined space the working system. And core practice we have to follow the ANSL 2861 2001 edition. This is so working in the confined space must be followed. And confined space hazard identification system must be utilized, and safe work procedure must be followed. So the confined space entry and the exit procedure must also be followed. So that we also have to quality fitting and the full body harness is important aspect. All the worker must wear the appropriate protective gear, and also the breathing apparatus must be utilized, and also gas must be detected. Appropriate rescue and emergency procedure must be followed, and the firefighting equipment must be used and utilized properly. So these are the important aspects of the confined space system. So the oxygen level is also important aspect because of you are working in the underground or the any confined space, you also need to assess the oxygen level. Oxygen level is between the 88% to 92% is safe, but the oxygen level is below the 84%, it will be dangerous. But people will not get the appropriate oxygen, so that it can be very risky for their safety and their life. So appropriate oxygen level must be 92 to 88% must be the appropriate range. Too much oxygen also the problem. So too much oxygen can quickly spread the light molecule or the single electron. So in this case, causing the rapid aging, destruction, and the kill cell. So this is important aspect of the oxygen level. So we also need to know about the appropriate oxygen level and in the confined space. So to do the general principle of the confined space work, we have to conduct the risk assessment. What kind of the risk happen, whether they are the dangerous material or dangerous oxygen level, we have to assess. And also obtain the entry permits, use a log out and take out system to isolate all form of the energy, isolate the area, and post one inside, check all personal protective equipment and the respiratory protective equipment, ensure the safe equipment on site, check and ready for use, pass and ventilate the confined space. So passing can be accomplished by using the steam, water, or the inner gas of air, test the atmosphere for the harmful gas and ensure the emergency response plan, rescue plan, and so including the planet exit. So those are the confined space procedure. So that we are working in the confined space, we must follow the general principle of the confined space law. So the confined space training must be provided. So that the training provided to the relevant workers must cover the nature of the all hazard, what kind of the hazard can happen associated with the confined space. The need for the appropriate use of the risk control measure is also important aspect. We also have the appropriate selection, use, fit, and the storage of the any personal protective equipment. Also the contents of the any relevant confined space entry permit and the emergency procedure. Those must be included in the confined space training. So this is all the without the confined space training, the student there's a worker must not be allowed to work. So the appropriate safety observer responsibility must be followed. So this is for the important of the confined space system. In the meantime, we are talking about the basic wiring system. So then will be the electrical one light controlling the one switch. So this is the thermoplastic sheet cable and the light switch cable here. And also the power tool safety also important. We are using the any power tool, so that we have to wear the power tool safety is before you are using the any power tool, you must wear the appropriate personal protective equipment, and also you have to keep the work area tidy, and also the be also aware of the height torque rating of the equipment. Do not lay down until they are stopped and rotation, and maintain your balance, especially on the ladder. When you are using the power tool and the drilling on the ladder, you must be aware of your balance. When the drilling or the grinding, also you have to, all the grinder must be the squarely clamped. Electrical safety must be observed. Always inspect the tool before you are using. So you also verify the tool has been tested for the safety recently. You need to check the condition of the cable before you are using anything, and you also lay out the electrical cable so they must not be dangerous. Do not use the electrical cable why do not use the unleakage protection devices. Disconnect the lead before do any adjustment. Those are the electrical power to safety system important. So there will be the grinding machine. So when we are using a grinding machine, this is a grinding wheel. So we must wear the eye protection. You must use the straight the grinder angle and the grinder. You have to tie the grinder. You have to center. They are the kind of the grinder. The grinder function to smooth the surface to remove the undesirable metal parts. So they never put the excessive pressure on the wheel when you are grinding. When you are grinding, do not press too much because grinding wheel can be broken and then too deeply will hurt you. Never grind the soft material also important. This is for the drilling machine. So when you are using the drilling machine, you also have to see the appropriate capability, choke capacity, and also you have to check the capacity of the drilling machine. Here will be the circular saw. The circular saw is utilized for the timber cutting. Timber with you have to cut the timber with the circular saw. They must see the wheels are supported. We have to support the circular saw on the linear and the cut and with the support under the cut of materials. So here is the shearings machine shearings gun. Also this is the nigger to cut the sheet metal. So therefore we also have to find in this case nigger function remove the C-shaped piece of the material under the so we have to utilize this with the cutting the C-shaped piece of the material. So that you can also look at the E1 or 2 workbook from the page 2 to 12 or the page 9 to 12. So you can see the page 2 and page 9 E1 or 2 workbook. You can also see the appropriate reference materials. Here is the electrical switch diagram. So electrical switch, the socket outlets diagram. There is connection of the one switch and the one light. So this is light and this is switch. So this is connection of the light and switch. The connection of light bar and the switch connection. You can see like this. So the electrical trade like this, engineer trade like this. For the level 2 trade, we explain about the confined space, also the confined space system, also the cutting materials. We talking about the confined space. What is the confined space? What are the important aspects of the confined space we explain about? And also the confined space are observer, see working in the confined space we cover today. Together with the confined space, we are also talking about the cutting materials. So that once we controlling the one light system, we are talking about power supply safety system. We talk about, and also that we are talking about the portable electrical equipment. We talking about portable power tool. We talking about. So this is for the electrical trade practice for trade 2 student. And then we are talking about the electrical workshop practice too. This is we're talking about the electrical workshop practice too for the trade 1 student. The electrical trade practice we're talking about. Electrical engineer trade practice 1. Okay, so electrical engineer trade practice 1 for the electrical trade 2 student. So we are talking about the page 62. So we explain about this program. A silicon heating tape has a rating of 100 watt per meter. How many meters a tape are required to provide a 1.5 kilowatt output? In this case, the formula is the number of the length can be calculated, power output divided by the watt per the meter. So there will be the power output required is 1.5 kilowatt, 1.5 into 10 power 3. In this case, 150 watt per meter, so divided by 150, you call it 10 meter. And also to reduce the dampness in the arc gallery concrete slab, heating is to be installed. If the gallery is a flow area 18 meter square and the recommended rate of heating is 60 watt per meter square, what is the rating of the heating load? So in this case, we also have to calculate the heating load. So there will be the power is the area multiplied watt per meter square. Area is 80 and watt per meter is 60. So you calculate as 4800 watt or 418 kilowatt. Then also the single SCI connected in series with the 16 ohm heater element is the supply voltage 230 volt and the firing angle is the SCI 90 degree. What is the power developed by the heating element and the heat energy delivered after 15 minutes of the operation? So this means that we have to calculate the power. Power is I square multiplied R or the V square divided by R. I is a current, I is resistance, V is a voltage, I is resistance. So the power is equal to voltage squared divided by R. Voltage is, you can know about the 230 volt. Resistance is the 16 ohm, the 230 squared divided by 16, you got the 2065 watt. And then also we calculate the energy. Energy, the power multiplied times. The power we calculate the 2065 watt. And also there we have to operate for the 15 minutes. So the 15 minutes is 15 multiplied 15. So the minute converted to the second multiplied by 60, then we calculate it's a 186,000 joules or the 186 kilojoules. So this is the way we calculate for the energy and power. And then another problem is a 120 kilogram, 1200 kilogram concrete slab is to be heated to the 230 degrees from the storage heating divided. If the specific heat capacity of concrete is 920 joules per kilogram degree centigrade, how many heat energy required if the ambient temperature is 8 degrees centigrade? So that we have to calculate temperature T1 is 8, so T2 is 23. So that we use the formula, here is MC, T2 minus T1. M is a mass, here is a specific heat capacity, T2 minus T1 is a temperature region. So in this case, our mass is 1,200. Also, 920 joule per kilogram is substitute. T2 is 23, T1 is 8. So then we calculate it. So you got a 1656,0000 joules. So that this one converted to the kilojoule by dividing the 1,000. So in this case, also megajoule divided by the 10 power 6. So you got a 16.56 megajoule. Then we also have to calculate for the power rating. So power also need to calculate heat energy. Power multiplied time is we got the heat energy. So power multiplied time is 6 hours multiplied 3,600. So then we calculate. So this is the equivalent to the 1656,0000. So in this case, the time is we utilize for the 6 hours. Time utilization this is for the 6 hours. So the 6 hours divided by the 6 multiplied 3,600, you got a 760.67 watts. So this is the way we calculate the power. So the next one is a technique for the reducing the carbon-based energy sources. We are using the carbon-based energy sources are the petroleum or the plastic. They are the carbon-based energy sources. Those are the carbon compound. So those carbon compounds are we have to the manufacturer. In this case, we are using the plastic material, plastic bag, PVC, insulation. Those are the carbon material. So they are when you are destroyed, it can become the carbon deposit. Therefore, we have to reduce the carbon. So in this case, you have to minimize the wastes and you also do the recycling or the retrofitting. Those are the important aspects to reduce the carbon contents. The above procedure identified to reduce the use of the carbon compounds. We have to do this energy audit regularly to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide. So in this case, we have to do minimizing the use of the car cable and the conduit tray, cable tray, dusting. Those are the important aspects to reduce the carbon compound. So that we have to reuse the material. Reuse the materials where is possible, or we have to carry out the energy waste reduction activity. You have to replace the incandescent lead with the compact fluorescent lead. Use a power save mode on the business machine. So those are important aspects to use as a carbon, reduce the carbon emission. So we also have to follow the sustainable workplace procedure. In this case, energy reduction in the workplace. So we have to reduce the energy by switch off the light and the equipment when are not using. We have to save the energy and do not use the energy unnecessarily. We have to apply the appropriate pollution control procedure. We have to follow the appropriate systematic disposal procedure. By this way, energy and environment control can be achieved. So therefore, we also have to know about the appropriate pollution. So energy sustainability is very related to the pollution. So that we have to follow the occupational health safety principle in the workplace. To achieve the sustainability, pollution needs to be controlled. So the hazardous materials causing the pollution, they are the mercury, asbestos, airborne gas, noise, outdoors, chlorinated benzene, sharp object, plastic bag, vegan tube, oil, and the rest. Those are the components of the hazardous materials. And non-hazardous pollutants are the paper, plastic, packaging, epoxy, biogas, PVC, timber, steel and timber, those are the hazardous materials. So we have to maintain the sustainability. So that we also have to follow the appropriate sustainability. So we have to follow the appropriate energy reduction and pollution control activity. Appropriate energy reduction and pollution control activity need to be reflected with the education program. So the community to follow the community to follow the national carbon footprint policy is important aspect. Community to follow the national carbon footprint policy must be followed. So that we have to awareness the program on the what is a recyclable waste, recyclable waste, and we have to identification what type of the waste produced can be recycled. Those are the important aspects. And also the study-based storage area for the various material is an important aspect. We have to recycle the scrap material, those are burning of the waste, and use the environmentally friendly cleanliness of produce, and also reduce the wasteful packaging while the purchasing. So those are important aspects of the recycling procedure of the community. So that we also need to follow the appropriate emergency management of the unplanned events, especially the natural disaster happen, the volcano explosion, oil spill happen. So those are the pollution control procedure must be utilized. Also provide the appropriate safety measure, preventive maintenance and the protection of the industrial disaster is also important for the industry. So the fire control measure are important aspect. Removal of the offending material or the use of the alternatives of products or the engineering hazard or the material safety data sheet. They are the important aspect of the fire control measure. So the next one is a high intensity discharge lighting system I will explain about. So this is for the high density discharge lighting. This is for the this includes silicon on the fluorescent lights or the high density lighting. This is the HID lighting. So the electrode is a high voltage applied at the electrode. It will produce an electron. Those electrons are the flow from the one electrode to another flow. So that those electrons interact with the gas and the light will be coming out. So this is for the ionizing procedure. So this is the HID light. They are the increase and propagated gas. So that to generate the more light, heat, pressure, RQ is also important aspect. So the electrons are excited by the supply. The electrical supply excites the electron. Those electrons coming out. Those electrons are the chain energy level. Once the electron is moved from the one pathway to the another pathway, it produces energy. So this is the excitation energy. By excitation, it produces radiated energy. So therefore, we have to get is ionized. The current in the lamp will flow rapidly. So it initiate the discharge and limit the circuit power. So radiant of the light, they are determining the radiant of the light. So HID lights can be car headlights are the HID light and are going to use in the HID light. So this is for the circuit diagram of the mercury vapor light, the circuit diagram. So here is a neon light. Neon light is when the electrons are moving around the nucleus so that they possess the energy. When the electron moves from the one pathway to another pathway, it will radiate the energy. So this is the radiating the energy. So here is the HID light diagram. The outer bar includes the reflective material. Those reflective material produce an illumination level. So therefore, the factor affecting the light is a ignition process, or the loss of the emitter material, or the fluorescent ability of the phosphorus. So they are factor affecting the light emission. So therefore, the light lamp power, start and the runtime, they are also the appropriate luminance. They are also important aspect of the your characteristic of the fluorescent light. In the meantime, we are also talking about the meta halide light. So in this case, you have to see the section 5, page number 9, figure 9. So this is a meta halide light, you can read it. Wow. So this is for the meta halide light is this diagram here.
BO2, BO1, BO19, B19,
they are similar to the mercury vapor light. They are vaporous material halide is utilized. And also the meta halide approach the high temperature, and then it's also dissociate into the halogen, and then aluminum, lithium, cadmium, those are the kind of the metals, and also radiate the light. So this is for the principle of metal halide light. So there will be the diagram of the metal halide light diagram. High temperature sodium light. This will be the component of the high pressure sodium lamps. Here is a gas star. This is for the connection diagram. Connection diagram of the gas star, high pressure sodium lamp, and they are ballast and they are components. Outer envelope isolate the altitude from the ambient temperature effect. So here is a low pressure sodium vapor light. So this is for the component, and here is circuit diagram. So this is circuit diagram, and those are the circuit diagram and the feature of the sodium vapor light. Here is a LED lights are emitting diode. LED does not produce a light by heating element. LED is used as a semiconductor diode with a junction, and electron, and the beta is a hole. So in this case, LED, when the electrons are coming out from the N to P, so it will produce as a light. So electron flow from the N type and the hole from the P type, they meet at the junction, and the heat emittance are photon. So heat will be produced by the photon. Here is a LED color. LED color depending on the kind of the gas. So that will be red, blue, and the green depending on the gas type. The color will be depending on. Here is the halogen system. Low pressure gas. So that this is the neons are lighting diagram here. So this is a diagram of the neon light. So neon light is we utilize inner gas, no chemical reaction. Incandescent lamps are used, so the neon HID lights are used as argon. It creates the blue and the green laser light. It produced by the neon lighting system. So regarding this diagram, here is the connection diagram. This is a wiring diagram for the two lights, and lightings are controlled by the two switches. So the two lights control two switches. This is the wiring diagram. Here is a wiring diagram. Two lights controlled by the three switches. So three switches control the two lights. You can see this diagram. Here is a wiring diagram of the three push button switch controlling the two lights. So the three switch control the two lights. This diagram. Here is a diagram. So this is diagram. This is for the neutral link, unlink, and also the RCD. Light 1, light 2, light 3, power 1, power 2, and this is light and the electric range. So there's a connection diagram. Connection diagram including the light point and also the power, electric range, residual current devices, unlinked neutral link, protected neutral link, unprotected neutral. So that connection diagram you can see it. Here is a connection diagram of the socket outlet. The socket outlet connection diagram, you can see it. In this case, we also need to be aware of the toxic material. So that using the toxic material during this work, in this case, employer must be aware of how the safe handling of the toxic material. So that this is the important aspect. In this case, we have to measure the safety data sheet also important. Material safety data sheet must be utilized. So the material safety data sheet and SDS outline is also important. Quality handling procedure, safe measure, and the first aid treatment recommendation are important aspects. Or the fire the hazard management procedure important aspect. So extensive planning and assessment, personal protective equipment, escape route, fire planning, evacuation plan, reanalysis training, and also safety and availability of fire protection equipment are important aspects when we are working in the workplace. So the ISA Normal Center Quality Standard Implementation Procedure important aspect need to be utilized to provide, and also the audits must be performed. Employer has a responsibility to observe the aspect of the appropriate OHS and environment policy. What is to be carried out by the efficiently without unnecessary waste of the material damage to the surrounding, and minimize the waste of energy directly or indirectly. Those are the important aspects of the materials handling and the safe working procedure. We also have to know about the waste management and the production. In this case, any workplace they are producing the waste. Some waste are biodegradable. They are break down into the environment. Some are the non-degradable. It stay around for a very long period of time. So the waste management is a minimizing of the source, disposal, landfill, environmental hazard can happen, and recovery of material after the disposal are included in the waste management. So we are doing the waste management system. You have to minimize at the source, and disposal landfill procedure must be regarded, and also recovery of material after the disposal. So therefore, we have to follow the appropriate strategy. We reduce items that necessary. Only use the item when necessary. Reuse it also important. More than once, the same as a different place, and the recycling. Those strategy. The pollution control methods we have to treat the waste material, such as the disposal, contaminated material, empty the chemical container to the approved facility, place them into the landfill site, which are away from the waterway, and recycle and reprocessing important aspect. We have to minimize the effect of the noise and audio, adjust the timing of the activities, also important aspect. Therefore, we have to follow the greenhouse gas emissions procedure. So carbon dioxide, methane, those are the kind of the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, methane, and trifluoride, and hexafluoride, and sulfur hexafluoride. Those are the kind of the greenhouse gas. Those greenhouse gas are produced by the coal-fired power plant or agriculture industry and the car. So we have to appropriate the using of the ethanol and the electric cars must be utilized. So in this case, agriculture and the animal husbandry method is also important. The waste produced by the animal has become the secondary procedure of the methane gas to reduce the use of the pesticide nature's pest control to be utilized. So the fossil materials are the power utilizing and the procedure usage. They produce the fossil materials. So they have to utilize the appropriate environment-friendly energies, nature energy, sun, solar, and hydro and wind must be utilized to reduce the use of the fossil material. Okay, so today's lesson is we are talking about the environment procedure. I talk about the environment using environment procedure. In the meantime, I explain about the electrical installation. In the electrical installation, the socket of the electrical installation we install. I explain. Also, we solve the problem of the heating problem. We solve about. We talking about the heat calculation. Also, we use the carbon reduction method. We explain about the energy auditing procedure, and also we explain about the kind of the lighting system. What are the kind of the lighting system? Headlight, different kind of the sodium light, neon light. We are talking about, and also we talking about the environmental risk assessment. Environmental risk assessment, also the risk assessment material we are talking about.
ဒါပေမဲ့ပြီးရင်ကရင်နီနဲ့သခိုင်းချင်းရောပြည့်သခိုင်းရောအများအားရတယ်သူတို့လေအများ
So this is it. Today I explain about the electrical engineer trade practice and the electrical trade practice. So the electrical engineer practice for the Bachelor of Engineering Science, Bachelor of Applied Science. Also I explain about the trade 1 and the trade 2 principle. Then we talk about the calculation. So then we talking about the advanced diploma. Advanced diploma, electrical trade, electrical circuit calculation. We talking about. I will teach you the advanced diploma electrical circuit calculation video. Electrical diploma 2022. We click. And YouTube video. Lesson. E25. So lesson 1 to last week we finished. Now 2 days are lesson 3.
Okay, this is the topic is a pathway for energy response. This is for the path. This is for the constant value and this is the falling edge. This one is a magnitude. This one, even you want to do with the pathway. Normally that this is for the side, this is the square, this is the height. This is falling down, this is on the pathway. So this one with the period. Every value B1 plus B2 the power divided by to the period. The power is a dB, to the period is a D. Frequency can also be calculated 1 by period. Because the F is 1 by D. Okay, so this is for the equation for the power waveform and RC response. Okay, based on the this principle, we need to determine every value for periodic waveform. So periodic waveform given here. So this is a periodic waveform. So maximum value is 8, minimum value is 2. This is 2 to stay with the pathway, and duty cycle is a 12. This is media is 12. Media 12, this will be a
Oh.
This is between 2 to 12, so the 12 minus 2.
Okay, but here they will
With the media with the 10. So firstly, where to calculate every value. Every value that this is the cut here.
Oh, you know,ဘာလောက်ပဲဒီလိုလုံးလုံးလေဒါအရေးမကြီးပါဘူး
This one go like this. This one, you have to find the media under the cut. This media with the this.
အဲ့ဒါလည်းနည်းနည်းစီးစားလေ
This rectangle is the area is square.
ဟုတ်တယ်နည်းနည်းချင်းကိုစဉ်းစားတာမဟုတ်ဘူး
This is the dot.
အေးပေါ့စိတ်နာနာနဲ့သူ့ကိုဘူးမှမပုံးတော့ရင်သူကတော်လိုင်းရင်းမှာသူကစေတနာနဲ့ဝေးပါတာ
This rectangle. High wave is a 2. The which
ဟုတ်
way
လေ
is square
ဘာ
minus
လို့ပဲအဖြစ်ကြီးလေးနေပါစေစီဟုတ်လားသူ့ကို
8 minus 6 minus 2, so
နည်းနည်းစောင့်ကြည့်ခွဲထားပြီးတော့တန်းမပြေးတဲ့နေရာမှာလုပ်ပေါ့
And this is the sound. Period T. Period T is divided by 12, initial by 12 minus 2. So you call it 10. This equation is the A multiplied 4 plus 2 multiplied 6 divided by 12. By the 44 by 10, so the 4 by 4 will be 4. Similarly, we can calculate duty cycle D by A. D is here. This is multiplied 2. This is multiplied 2. This is 12 multiplied 2. 12 multiplied 2. This is minus 2 is 12. 12 minus 2 is 10, so it's called a 0 by 2. This is for the duty cycles calculation for the power waveform. So based on this, those are principles. That's how you call the circuit and power waveform RC response. You have to study the E0 to 5. Topic 4, slide 1 to 6, and then you have to do it exercise.
အေးအဲ့တော့အမြင်ကြီးရတယ်
We document transform.
ဟိုမိသူကအဲ့လိုနောက်ကနေလိုက်လို့သူကြောက်တဲ့ဖြစ်တယ်မှာနောက်ပေါက်ရန်သူကသူ့မိသွားရင်လည်းလုံးလို့အဲ့ဒါကိုပြောတာအဲ့ဒါဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒီအဖွဲကအဲ့လိုမျိုးသူလည်းဟိုဘာလို့စိတ်ကူးလို့လို့အဲ့လိုပုံစံမျိုးအဲ့လိုမျိုး
This is the principle of transform. First one is the primary. Connected to the primary winding and magnetization force magnetic flux transfer from the primary to secondary and secondary side into the plate. M is the primary number of turn, F is the primary inductance, I is the primary current. M is the mutual inductance between primary and secondary winding. N is the number of turn, L is the secondary inductance.
Siga malina.
A is primary voltage and the EA is the secondary voltage. So B is the primary voltage and EA is the secondary voltage. E beta we calculate primary input voltage is the MB multiplied DIB by DT. Similarly, EB is the MB multiplied by DT. Rate of change of current multiplied inductance we can calculate the primary voltage. Similarly, the rate of change of flux multiplied with the primary number of turns you can also calculate the primary voltage. Similarly, ES secondary voltage as simplified as by DT. Rate of change of the secondary current multiplied inductance we call the secondary voltage. Similarly, ES is equal to NS into D phi S by DT. Rate of change of the secondary flux multiplied secondary number of turns.
ဒီနေသားမှာဒီဘက်တောင်ရောက်လာပြီ
Those are the equations.
မေရောညီမအောင်ဘယ်မှာသူ့ကိုရန်ကုန်တော့နေတော့တသိန်းဒီဒီပေါ်မှာသူ့ကိုပို့ပေးနေတာအမရန်ကုန်မှာလှုပ်လို့ပြီးတော့နောက်ကြတော့မေရောညီမကအမကသူ့ပတ်စံထောက်နေပြီလားရောက်လာပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါထိုင်းဘက်ကိုကုန်ရောက်နေကြ
Wines are today indebted to get back.
အေးဘာလဲပြောနေမိသားစုတူတူများဆိုပေါ်ရကျင်းသွားတယ်ဒီပေါ်မှာတော့ပထမတော့မင်းတော့ကြည့်လို့တော့မင်းအမေမင်းအမဝက်ခါရောက်နေပေါ့နော်အမေသူ့ကိုပြောတာခုကရာနဲ့ပြည့်စုံမှမင်းသားလုပ်နေကြတာဒီကြည့်တယ်အေးနည်းနည်းဆိုများများပြောနေတာအဲ့တော့မပြောတော်လိုင်းလုပ်နေတာလားလို့ဟိုရှိုးပဲတူလုပ်နေကြတာလားတစ်ချိန်လုံးတင်ပြီးကြွားနေကြလို့ပြောနေကြ
Now understand?
ကိုကပြောတယ်နင်အတီးမတီးချဲတယ်တီးချဲမပူနဲ့ဘာလို့ရတယ်လွတ်မြောက်နေလေဟာမင်းလွတ်မြောက်နေမြဘာလို့လွတ်မြောက်လို့သူတို့လာတိုက်လို့ရတယ်လေလို့ပြောတော့ကြာတော့တိုက်ခံရတာပဲပြီးရောအဲ့တော့မပြောတော့ဘူးတည်တယ်မှာဟို
This is the equation for the transformer voltage. EY is transformer prime voltage, and Y is transformer prime number of time.
အကုန်ချောင်းနေရမှာအကုန်ချောင်းနေရမှာလေ
E2 secondary voltage, I1 primary current, I2 secondary current. You can write down the equation E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by N2. Similarly, E1 can be calculated 4 by
ဟောတူကြီးနဲ့တိုက်တယ်လို့လည်းမပြီးပါဘူးလေ
by N is a plus, N is a frequency, N1 primary term, and 2 secondary term. E1 with
ဒီတော့ချင်းနဲ့ဒီ AI နဲ့အဲ့လိုနေရမှာလေဒါမှရန်သူကမျက်ခြေပြတ်နေရမှာလေ
also write down the equation E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by
အဲ့ဘုံနှကောင်းနေရနဲ့ပြီးသားသူ့ကိုပြောနေတာ
is a time ratio. This is the voltage and the current equation for the transformer. In the meantime, you can
ဆောင်းမေးတယ်အေးလေ
problems are primary voltage is 200 volt, EB, again primary number of time and is 50, frequency 60 hertz. Secondary voltage EA is 2400 volt, number of time we have to calculate. In this case,
အေးဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါပြီးပြီအဲ့ဒါလေအဲ့ဒါပစုံမင်းလိုက်တယ်အဲ့ဒါလေအဲ့ဒါတောင်းလိုက်ရင်ပြီးမှာ
so first we write down the equation. Primary voltage EB is equal to 4.44 MV F into 5M. The voltage equation. So 5M can calculate that EB by 4.4 MV into
ပြီးတယ်လေဟိတ်ကလေးလေးကြောက်ကို
EB is at 200 volt. Voltage given 4.44 MV is at 50, frequency 50. So therefore we calculate so
အေးဒုက္ခနောက်ဘောနော်သူတို့နော်
primary voltage by secondary voltage EB by ES equal to MV by NS. So the NS we can calculate transport. So the NS is equal to ES MV by EB.
ရစလိုက်တာစပါဘူးဘာလို့ပြောမလဲဒုက္ခပါလေ
2400 volt and this is
ညစရာနော်တော်တော်လူမဆန်တာပဲသူတို့တွေနေတော့ဘာလေ
by solving this one problem and that is 600 now. This is all basis of transformer calculation. The next one we get reflected impedance and the power. So this is primary voltage, RPA is the primary resistance and the primary inductance, RS and S are the secondary resistance, secondary inductance, PA is the secondary voltage. In this case, the secondary resistance refer to primary, RS is equal to A squared RS. A is an time ratio, N1 by N2.
ဟေးဒီလေအဲ့ဒါကြားလိုက်တွေ့တယ်ဒီတွေ့တယ်
RS is equal to secondary resistance refer to primary, A squared RS. A is secondary impedance refer to primary, A squared AS. ZS secondary resistance impedance refer to primary, A squared ZS. This is called as secondary resistance reactant impedance refer to primary. We can calculate by this equation. So based on this principle, we solve this problem. In this problem, the primary is VS. Current is 10 ampere. Primary resistance 1 ohm, primary inductance 2 Henry. Time ratio is 2 is to 1. So this is time ratio A is equal to 2. Primary time is twice time the secondary time. Secondary resistance is 1 ohm. Secondary inductance reactance is 8 ohm. Load resistance is 60 ohm. This problem we have to calculate RE to the equivalent resistance. HE to the equivalent inductive reactance, VL, secondary voltage, and VS by source voltage. Those you have to calculate. First we calculate the RE formula is RP plus A squared RS. RP is 1 ohm substitute, A is 2 substitute here, square, RS is 1 ohm. So by solving this one, RE is 5. HE formula is HP plus A squared AS. HP is 2 ohm, A is 2 square, and AA is 2. By solving this one, you got a 10 ohm. ABM, time ratio multiplied by secondary low voltage is equal to formula is IB current multiplied A square RS. So the IB is already know, then it can be substitute, A square is 2 square, RA is 60. So by solving this one, that's 24004.
အဲ့ရကုန်ပါ
ABA is 24004. So BS we can divide by 2400 divided by A. So 2400 divided by 8 is a 2, so you call it 120. So body, the formula is IP multiply RE plus A square RL plus JHE. So the IP is a 10, RE is a 5, A square is 2 square, RL is a 5 plus 2 square 60, you call it 245. Then here. So this one is a rectangular form, we change to polar form. So is 2452. Never mind, this is what is reflected impedance and the power calculation for the transformer. Based on the whole principle, you have to do the exercise for the E025. So you do the exercise in the study for the transformer.
Not transport program.
So based on the transformer you have the exercise E0257 slide 1 to 6. Those are the exercise for the transformer. We're talking about just event, beta, and blocks. In the ND system, there will be the transformer or amplifier, input current, power and power P1, input current is I1, Similarly, power gain can also be calculated by P1, current gain also can be calculated I2 by I1. So decibel unit we can also retain. Decibel unit power gain is a 10 log 10 P2 by P1. Decibel unit in the voltage gain 20 log 10 P2 by P1. Decibel current gain 20 log 10 I2 by P1. This is for the decibel to calculate the gain of the ND sound amplifier system. Based on the principle to calculate this problem, if the system has a voltage gain of 36 dB, the 5 applied voltage is the output voltage is 6 dB voltage is given 36. You use the formula 20 log 10 V0 by V. V0 is the output voltage, Vi is the input voltage. So the K is given 36. 36 here, 20 log 10 V0 is 618 Vi. That way the 36 divided by 20, so you got this 1 by 8. 1 by 8 is the log 10, 618 by Vi. So the 618 by Vi will is 10 power 1 by 8. So the Vi can be calculated 618 by 10 power 1 by 8. That way the input voltage Vi is 0.1079. So we also utilize the theta in the circuit. Theta means the high frequency, harmonic frequency, impurity, can be theta. Low pass theta is we connected to the sign like this. So that this means that lows are only low frequency can pass through. So the output voltage V0 is the Vi by square root of by AC square plus 1. Low pass theta. High pass theta only the high frequency can be pass through. But low frequency are blocked. So this band, this frequency range is allowed to pass.
Data and book block.
Okay, don't teach now.
So based on the bandpass data circuit, when you sketch the output for the zero faster frequency for even lower beta circuit, it's a lower beta circuit given. So first we will divide by 2 by R. So this is that 1 kilo ohm, it's a 500 picofarad.
And I'm hoping more
V zeros are we write this equation, and then this equations are we substitute the frequency from 10 kilo ohm to the 1 megahertz. And you can plot the graph.
လိုက်သိနေတယ်ဆိုတော့ဒီထွက်လာတယ်လေထွက်လာပြီးတော့ပြန်ပြုတ်သွားတယ်ညလူတဲ့သဘောမပေါက်ဘူးအမှန်မှသူကအိတ်ကြတယ်
We calculate the FC by this equation. So the ABDB we use this formula. Then we substitute. So FC is the cutoff frequency. So 1 by RC. So that we substitute the frequency from the 100
ဟုတ်လေခုလုံးကဆိုရရဲ့စစ်တယ်လို့ပြောင်းရလာတယ်နေရာကြီးလာတော့သူက resources တွေအကုန်ကြည့်တယ်လေအစားအုံးတွေအဆန်လက်နဲ့ပရိယာပစ္စည်းအကုန်ကြည့်ရလေကိုရီးယားဝုန်းတိုင်းနဲ့ထလို့ရတာထတော်လာရတာလေဒါမတူဘူးလေဟုတ်တယ်ဒီထိရောက်လာပြီအဲ့ဒါပြောတာလေအဲ့ဒါအသေးတွေညားနေတာပါဆိုအဲ့ဒီ
based on the overall beta size, I have already given you the element program.
အခုကြားတာခဏမှလေးရဲ့ဒီမှာပေါ့နော်ခုနက88မျိုးဆက်ကလည်းပြောရတယ်ဆရာမတွေ
And also
ခုပါလေဒီကိန်းကိုရုရှားလုပ်လိုက်တာကျွန်တော်တို့အမျက်ထွက်သွားတယ်ဒီကိန်းကိုသူကလက်နဲ့ထောက်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့အောင်ထောက်လို့များတော့လေသူထောက်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ရမှာတယ်ဒီနဲ့တဲ့
those are the exercise and the legend father legend.
ဟုတ်တော့ဒီအဲ့မှာရေးထားကြတာပေါ့နော်ဒီလေးပြကောဝေးဆိုတာအခုဝေးပါလေစာဝေးပြပြီးတော့ရတော့မယ်ပေါ့ဆိုပြီးတော့
Okay, so today's lesson, what I taught to you is E025 electrical circuit. So, among the courses, we are talking about the transformer, decibel filter, and a filter and a bulb block. So how we get the decide? So that site is a IQI technical college.com/ electrical diploma 2022.htm. So this is for the site address. So when you click the electrical diploma 2022.htm, so in this case you see the display. This way you can click the YouTube video for electrical engineering lesson. Then you click the lesson. On the lesson you can see this lesson video. Lesson videos you can see the advanced circuit. So E025, so lesson 4 transformer, lesson 5 decibel filter, and lesson 6 filter and bulb block. So those are videos you need to look at. And the written notes are here, page 14 to page 25 of video lesson. So you clear this side, page 14 to page 25. Page 14 to page 25 of. So this is for the lesson. So this lesson you have to read about. So those lessons are based on the goal lesson. Today I give you the video. So those videos are the lesson.
လူကလေးကနေတို့တဲ့ဝင်ဖို့နေတို့သုံးတဲ့လက်နဲ့ဒီမှာလိုက်သုံးပါကြောင်းလက်နဲ့ကြောင်းနဲ့တက်ထားတာအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်မို့လူကလေးကိုလွယ်လွယ်နဲ့သုံးလို့မရဖြစ်နေတာနောက်မို့ဆိုမလို့အဲ့နဲ့ရုရှားမှာ
page 14 to 25
เนาะရောက်ချက်ရုရှားခုထုတ်မသုံးသေးတာလားပေါ့တကယ်ခုထုတ်သုံးနေသူတို့တိုက်နေတဲ့လက်နဲ့တွေကဘာမှထူးထူးခြားခြားမရှိဘူးတဲ့အဲ့လားဖိငောင်းတာကျဲနေတာဘာမှလက်နဲ့ကဟိုSo
this is a page 14. Page 14 to page 25. So this is the today lessons you can see from the page 14 to page 25 of the video lesson. So those video lesson based on this video lesson I do this at this video. So this is this video, the video lesson you can carry. So that So we told you about the link is this is the study link. So from this study link IQI Technical College Douglas BAppEng Electrical Electronic Resources.htm. Then for the diploma, you have to click the this side. IQI Technical College Douglas Electrical Diploma 2022.htm. So you click this side, and after that you go down. You can see that YouTube video lesson. The YouTube video lesson here, YouTube video for electrical engineering lesson. You click this one, and you click the lesson. So the lesson you can see the advanced circuits analysis. The advanced circuit analysis here, E025. So this is a video. No video. Written notes are here. You click the video lesson. Video lesson.pdf. The page 40 to 25 you read about.